Nathan, you were a bit critical of the performance on Tuesday night's defeat at the Valley. You made no changes before that. In hindsight, do you think it was probably too many, and that's the reason?
No, not really. Look, hindsight's a wonderful thing, but we needed to look at a few players. We've got tough fixtures coming up, so we needed to use the squad, and we've done that too. So it's easy to say that now because we lost the game, whereas I've made 9 changes in the past and we've won the game and comfortable. We've been comfortable in all 3 of the group games. And I've made changes. I made changes in the FA Cup and so on, and we've still won games. So it's easy now to say, yeah, was that the wrong thing to do because we've lost a game. Pure and simple was we didn't do what we normally do. We've debriefed today. We've watched it. If we had done what we'd done, we could have won the game because we had some really good situations, absolutely really, really good situations that we didn't take the most of. But out of possession, we weren't us.
It was good to have Lloyd, Daniel and Dan Potts back in recent games. That still leaves us with maybe 5, I think. Will, Kane, Zach, Tanai and Trooks to come back in. How are they, and can we expect any of those back in the near future?
We're in a much better position now. Going into a critical period, I'm really, really happy. We've got 3 of the next 4 home games at home, so it's going to be a really defining time for us this next couple of weeks. And as I said, we've got we've got a lot of our players back. Kane and Chucks and Tenai are a little way off yet, but the others, are in a much better position. And as I said, it was good to have Dan back, good to have Lloyd back, obviously, Dan Potts as well coming back in. So look, we're in a healthier position.
A lot of stats thrown around about the one league win in 8. Back-to-back defeat at the Valley probably doesn't help it either. Does that make Saturday's game really important? You said it's about a clutch of fixtures coming up, but Saturday's particular at the Valley.
Look, it's important. They are important anyway. It's the next league game, so that's the most important thing. And we are aware that our league form at the minute is far too inconsistent. It really is, and we have to rectify that. And as I said, we've got a good opportunity now.
And you've got Mansfield coming to the Valley. I'd say they've also got a similar stat as one league win in 8 and 5 straight league defeats. Does that make Saturday's game more difficult, or is that one really you've got to target as a win?
Look, we target every game as a win. If you can go to any single game that I've been manager of this football club and he's played for a draw there, then I'll defy that, because literally we go out to be aggressive. It's when we're not that I'm critical of the team. If we are super aggressive and we come up against a team that can go, wow, the plays through our press that's better than us all over, I'll hold my hands up and I go, no problem with that. I'm an honest guy, but that's what we haven't come up against that yet. It's only our own downfall, really, when we haven't been the best version of ourselves, and that's the league form has been too inconsistent. So we have to rectify that, and we have to rectify that. Yeah, Saturday's a great time to do that at home. We won last year. We were unbeaten at the Valley. This year, it's been a little bit more sporadic. We've had some fantastic wins there, some big wins: Bolton, Birmingham, Portsmouth in pre-season. They didn't count for league or anything, but we've been excellent. We've had some barnstormers against Wrexham and so on. So it's been a real good place for us. But lately, and it's coincided with a lot of injuries and a lot of inconsistency in the team being able to to pick that. So look, now we're starting to get everyone back. I do believe that's when we can really start turning the corner.
Thanks, Nathan. Good.
Cheers. Rich, anything to add from you?
Yeah, hi Nathan.
Hi.
When you said out of possession in midweek, it's not us. Who's at fault for that then? If the team aren't the way you want them to play when the team is out of possession?
Look, that was collectively. We weren't, we didn't work as a unit the other day to press. Look, there isn't a better pressing team in this division than us, like statistically or otherwise. We pride ourselves on being outstanding out of possession. And Tuesday night we weren't. It was too easy. Every time we turned the ball over, they had a shot, which isn't us, so that means our reactions weren't good. And then there were occasions, I think 1 or 2 occasions in the 90 minutes, where they played through us and got a cross and half an opportunity. That never happens to us. So it's a collective. Starts with the front 2, then the midfield, then the defensive midfielder, wing backs have to be involved, and then it has to be an aggression from the back 3. I mean, our XG and everything, all our stats defensively have been excellent. 7 clean sheets in the league, 10 in all competitions. Our keepers very rarely have to make big saves. Ash had to make saves in midweek, so something in front of him wasn't quite right. Yes, you expect your keeper to make a save now and again, but we pride ourselves on being excellent, and that's a team. That's not one individual, that's a team. And as a team the other day, we were nowhere near out of possession.
No, but when you say you learned a lot as well from that game, does that mean that certain players now are beginning to drop down the pecking order for you off the back of maybe that or other matches?
I'm finding out exactly who I can trust, and that's why you need to use this, because there comes time when, as we've saw, that look, Terry Taylor, for example, was out of the thing. We were content to let Terry move on because we felt he was going to be limited. He decided to stay, fight for his place, and has been absolutely excellent. And we know we can trust Terry and stuff. So it's been in this competition, it's been in those competitions that we learn a lot about players and who we can trust, who we can take forward. Because we don't just want to be content with doing well at this level. Yes, we have to win games at this level, but we're always looking at improving and being the best version. And the other night we weren't, and I did learn a lot. Some people, it was a little bit early for them, and things. Others, given the opportunity, didn't take it the other day.
Okay. In terms of, you've obviously managed a number of clubs and you've had success at other clubs. I wondered how big the challenge is here at Charlton as you face it at the moment. The team's not in the league position it wants to be in. There's obviously plenty of games to go, and I know a manager will always sort of look at that and think that things could turn. But how big is the challenge you're facing here, Nathan, compared to when you've been at other clubs?
Well, the ironic thing is it wasn't as big as the challenge that came when I first came in January. So I came in January, the club hadn't won in 18 games. It was perilously close, it played more games than everyone else. It was a point above relegation zone. If I had any fears of a challenge, then trust me, I would have stayed in pool and gone on my paddleboard for another few months. But that was the challenge then. Now, look, this club on all levels wants to move forward. That's why I came here, because it's not just about results. Results are the periphery. Results are the top thing you see. It's like an iceberg. Everything underneath has to be strong. What we have here is a real good underbelly now in terms of the culture, the environment, how we recruit, how we go about doing stuff, the discipline around the training ground, the discipline right throughout the club, the golden thread right through the academy, right through the community trust. Everything's there. At the minute, we are inconsistent with results. That won't just turn overnight. You won't just suddenly turn from a team at 18th in League One to a challenging team, but that's the aspiration we have. Now, that might take a little bit of time, but it takes everyone. It takes fans to get behind stuff. And I know there's no way I would have got behind the Crawley performance. No way. I can't defend that. But this is a good group here, a group that wants to work hard, that is learning, that is young. We got good experience here, but there's a young group as well. So it will take a little bit of time. And what we're asking is everyone get everyone together, and it is. It's a big challenge. But this is, when you come to Charlton, it's always a challenge. Because whatever league you're in, whatever you think, there's always aspirations. They've been an ex-Premier League club. They were a Premier League club, and they wanted to get as high as they could in the Premier League. When they were Championship, they want to get into the Premier League. When they were fighting for their life in the Championship, they wanted to stay in the Championship. So there's always a challenge here. And I didn't come here because it was a cushy little number and I could live right at my Greenwich Park and ride a line bike. I've come here to work hard and to take this football club forward. And given time, I know we'll do that.
I was going to say, there's a change of expectation, isn't there, this season? When you came in, the team was in a perilous position, and as you say, you completely got the results to get that particular part of the job done. The expectation this year, probably for people, was top six. Do you think that was unfair to have that expectation at the start of the season?
No, I think it's bold. But it's definitely not unfair, because it's not an aspiration that we don't have ourselves. Okay, so it's something we want to achieve, but it's a bold aspiration. And bear in mind, we could go a turn of the year. We could actually be in the top six. So let's not panic and start fearing and worrying and chastising too many people in terms of that, because we got three out of 4 home games. We've had a horrific injury record so far in terms of stuff. We know that some of the performances have been inconsistent, and they haven't been the standard that we would like them to be. But there's still plenty games to go, and we're nowhere near where we were last year.